Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to have a bit of a discussion about the WutheringWaves community. And this time, the discussion isn't going to be focused around 7 out of 10s or you know, anything crazy like that. The discussion is going to be focused on the clear astroturfing that is occurring on the WutheringWaves subreddit that is led not by just Hoyo Shill participants, but the moderators as well. And I've had a lot of critiques for the moderators of the WutheringWaves subreddit in the past. You can just look at my videos over here about how Hoyo Shills were literally going on into the WutheringWaves subreddit, having insane amounts of activity that didn't make sense for the number of users that the subreddit actually had, and how they were just going ahead and brigading the shit out of it. And there was even proof in this video over here. Let me just find the exact line. It has become extremely obvious that there are certain individuals and groups who come here specifically to fan the flames, i.e. Brigade and Doom Post. And the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, the moderators of this subreddit knew that the Doom posting was going on, knew that the brigading was occurring, but allowed them to remain so long as they were quote-unquote voicing their concerns. And so that's the context. The WuWa's subreddit mods know that there's brigading going on, that there's actively malicious people trying to spread misinformation and doom post the game, and they let it happen. And they've been letting it happen for the past couple of months. And right now, I don't even look at the WuWa's subreddit because it's a piece of steaming trash of people that pretend to play the game. They don't, and all they do is implicitly just try to talk shit about it. And this is an example of it, ladies and gentlemen, because only in the WuWa's subreddit do your posts get deleted for praising the game, and the OP gets shit on for saying they like the story. Somebody just said in the WuWa's subreddit, WuWa has the best story quests, and this post got locked and deleted. And you just go ahead and you pop open the thread on your own, and this is what it looks like. People simply discussing how good it is. People making comparisons of a gacha game to a title like Expedition 33, and then saying that the poster is wrong. People clearly not seeing that this is a comparison to other gacha games in the genre and how WutheringWaves has the best story quests out of all the gacha games that are currently on the market. And that is an opinion, that is a take that pretty much every single CC agrees on. Even Hoyoverse CCs, or those that have been heavily affiliated with Hoyoverse in the past, agree that WuWa has the best story quests out of all the gacha games. You got Brand Online saying it. I think Doro might have said it. I'm not going to say that he said it. You think about any other CC, and they're all saying the same exact stuff, unless they don't play WuWa, which is probably going to happen because of those Hoyoverse contracts, but you know, it is what it is. And the mods just decided to go ahead and just delete the entire thread. And this is the reality of the situation over here. And this is kind of like the really tough part about this community, is that when there's only 427k rovers, the Genshin Impact subreddit has like 1 million. The ZZZ one has more. The HSR one has more. But then WuWa's ends up having the most activity out of all of them, especially during stages like the anniversary. You can just tell these aren't actually real players. They're using this subreddit as basically a staging ground to go ahead and just talk shit about the game implicitly. And the worst part about all of it, right, is I can probably just pop open this thread right now, right, where people are looking at the faces of Augusta and Zani, and I'm guaranteeing you, right, there's gonna be somebody talking about a lack of creativity. And not pre-watched. Let's just go ahead and see. I wonder where this person is from. Oh, they're playing. I'm just looking for another WutheringWaves post. Because that one was their most recent one. Do they have another WutheringWaves post? Okay, here we go. Yeah, they post here about maybe once a month. So that's kind of like the general vibe of this subreddit. It's basically like a dumping ground where you can go ahead, send your grievances about the game, and then if you do anything that involves, I don't know, talking about the good stuff in the game, your post is going to get deleted. And I think the craziest part about this is the fact that a post like this was even deleted in the first place. Because A, now we have to assume that the OP in this circumstance wrote like some wild fucking shit. Let me go see if I can just find it again. We have to assume that the OP in this case was writing some wild fucking shit, was saying something absolutely insane. But then you look at the comments section and then it just looks like a super civil discussion with nobody being actually offended, but some people, right, just using the opportunity to talk some shit. Why are posts like this getting deleted? Why is somebody that's just talking about how much they enjoy the game, the comment section does appear to be relatively, I don't know, civil. Clearly, there's some people that are having some fun. Let me just go see what Cow OK has got. Oh, no, I think they're an active WuWa player. Oh, I see. They're a Gian main, and so Gian's been absent from the story for a while. That's probably why they hate it. What's wrong with this? Isn't this a productive discussion? Isn't this something that actually, like, leads somewhere good? Look at how much engagement this post got. Is this what's worth deleting on this subreddit? Or, and I think this is the actual case, is this the mods just bending over to the whim of a community that they know is getting astroturfed? Let's be honest here, right? I've already covered the issue. I've already explained how these mods have a literal track record of knowing that there's bullshit going on the subreddit and literally saying, it's okay, we're just gonna let it keep happening. They have a track record of doing that. They let it happen across the entire anniversary. We have a documented repository of where it has occurred and how prevalent it was across all of this community. And the chances are we had Hoyoshil operatives, we had brigaders going in and mass reporting the fuck out of this post because it's too positive towards WutheringWaves. It's too strong of an opinion supporting the game. It got mass reported, and the mods just delete anything that gets mass reported. And that's the thing. They've done it before, where you have posts countering the doom posting that occurred during the anniversary. Posts talking about how it seems like there's a lot of brigaders, there's a lot of astroturfers over here, a lot of names that we haven't seen before that are coming just to talk shit about the game. And those threads on the WuWa's subreddit were the ones that got deleted, while all of the posts clearly astroturfing the game were left up. And it happens over and over and over again with this title. I'm just gonna be real here. I think that if the WutheringWaves subreddit actually wants to be taken seriously, if they actually don't want to be known as like fucking clowns that are just letting their community get ruined, whatever is going on the moderation team, they need to actually do some fucking work beyond just looking at what post got mass reported and then deleting it. Apparently, they even got this as well, merely asking why Pridewin got muted on the WutheringWaves subreddit. An official tier list for the game. A tier list website mentioning it gets you muted, and then asking why Pridewin is shadow banned will get you permanently banned. I guess this isn't the main WutheringWaves sub, but it is a WutheringWaves subreddit that has 23k active subscribers. And if this is the sort of shit that they're doing, I'm just gonna be honest here. What the fuck is going on with the moderation of this game? What is going on with who's actually in charge of allowing posts, allowing certain types of discussion, allowing all of these different things? I don't understand. It genuinely seems like the people that are in positions of power in the WutheringWaves community are like legitimately either a bunch of freaks who are banning shit like mentioning Pridewin in the guide subreddit, or they're a bunch of freaks who are literally in a post talking about what's good about the game, straight up deleting it. I don't necessarily understand why it is that this is the public perception that this game now has. To the point where you're so afraid of glaze, you're so afraid of not being being seen as too positive or like whatever it is, to the point where you gotta delete posts like this. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want this subreddit to actually be used by WutheringWaves players, if you want it to be used seriously, I think one thing that desperately needs to occur is that this moderation team probably should be replaced. there probably should be some actual individuals who can take the time to do their fucking job. Because right now, nobody is doing it in this subreddit. They didn't do it during the anniversary. They didn't do it afterwards. And they're not doing it right now if they're deleting posts like this. And this is the thing. I don't engage with it at all. I never engage with this subreddit anymore. You'll notice I haven't used it for content in a really fucking long time because it's absolute trash. There's nothing on there. Actual good discussions don't happen at all. And it's all just a bunch of random fucking critique pieces from disgruntled Hoyo shills who are just mad that they don't have an actual good fucking game to play. And at this point, I'm just gonna be real with you over here. That's the way that this subreddit is going to stay. That's how it's going to stay for the foreseeable future with a moderation team like this. Because I'm not gonna lie, I know they're not getting paid, but they're definitely working like they're not getting paid. This shit is pathetic. And if you want examples of certain posts that the WutheringWaves subreddit moderators thankfully haven't touched, but have clearly shown actual brigading, let's just take a look at the controversial posts in the WuWa's subreddit over the past year. After 2 months plus of playing as a day one player, I think echo progression is fine. Not doing too well on that one. Mass downvoted. The criticism some people post are providing is not proper criticism, and it's just hate. 3 months ago during the anniversary. Mass downvoted. I wonder by who? Kuro Games is amazing. I really have to say this. 128 comments, 0 upvotes. Unpopular opinion. The ecosystem is amazing. 807 upvotes, 1.1k comments. Remember, this is sorting by controversial. This is the type of stuff. You can see it across the anniversary. You can see it across release, where it's becoming abundantly clear, right? This subreddit actively gets doom posted. And the situation is that instead of banning the individuals that are in charge of the doom posting because they know who they are, they let them stay as long as they pretend that they have legitimate concerns. Ladies and gentlemen, it will never end when this is the moderation policy of this absolutely scam hack job team of moderators. This subreddit is ruined. Honestly, might be time to just make a new one if we're gonna be entirely real here. This shit is just pathetic. That's just another example of the type of shit that you'll be seeing in here. That'll be that, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you all think about this. Was this a post that was worth getting permanently deleted? And is it worth? And yeah, my talks about the moderation team goes for whatever the fuck is going on in this shit. It goes with whatever the fuck is going on in this guide subreddit too. What is wrong with this? What is wrong with this community? Why is it that the people in positions of power in the WutheringWaves, like official Discord, subreddits, all of that, they're full of fucking weirdos? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's nepotism. Maybe it's retardation. Who knows? But maybe we'll find out in the near future, and maybe we'll actually have a reshuffling of this absolute disaster of a fucking subreddit. Let me know what you all thought. Peace.